My mother-in-law made me take a bath after her in order to save money. Ew, it's disgusting. Would you like to go another week without bathing? That water won't get any cleaner. Molly wasn't joking, and I had to obey. Fine, just leave the room. No, I want to make sure that you don't use clean water. The water was vicious and smelled quite badly. Making it harder to breathe by the minute. Will you be more financially conscious now? I was ready to do anything to end that torture. But I was powerless. The toxic fumes made my head spin. But before I passed out, I remembered my husband. I met Molly's son 3 years ago. Rick was the owner of a large construction company. He was rich and courted me beautifully. We eventually tied the knot, but our happiness quickly collapsed. Rick started having business problems, even though he worked 7 days a week. But it was all in vain.
Are you going to leave me?
Rick was wrong, as I decided to help the man I loved. I handed him all my savings, even sold my car and jewelry. Yet that wasn't enough. Rick's company was on the verge of bankruptcy.
I have to look for new investors. It's the only way to fix this.
But how will I pay the rent?
Don't worry. He'll stay with my mom.
I agreed without realizing that it would be the biggest mistake of my life. My mother-in-law immediately blamed me for Rick's bankruptcy. This dress is too expensive. Now it's clear where my son's money went. Molly decided to re-educate me. You're in my house and I'll teach you how to save money. I didn't pay attention to what Molly said, but the very next day my life turned into a living hell. My mother-in-law sold all my things and even considered my underwear to be too luxurious. Instead of my normal clothes, I found a torn shirt and some of Molly's old underpants. What is this? You'll wear what I say in my house. I didn't want to be completely dependent on my mother-in-law. Then give me back the money you got for selling my stuff. I'll keep it as a rent. There was no point in arguing, so I had to live by my mother-in-law's rules. Her methods became more and more severe each day. I was cleaning the floors, doing laundry, and washing dishes so that she would give me some food. This is the only way to make you understand what work is. Shortly after, I felt strange. I spent the last money I had on a pregnancy test, and it turned out to be positive. Molly, you're going to be a grandmother. I was hoping my mother-in-law would be kinder to me, but I was wrong. I'm not as naive as my son. You came up with that story to get more money from us. Molly was so blinded by the thought of saving money that she didn't want to hear anything about her grandson. I couldn't risk my baby's life. Please give me some money for groceries. Here are some coupons. Try using them. But the store is still a few hours away. Walk. Or do you have money to take the bus? My only concern was my baby, so I took her coupons. The way to the store and back was very difficult because I had to carry the heavy bags for 30 miles. My body ached and my head was spinning. Molly, can I take a bath? To my surprise, my mother-in-law didn't object. But when I entered the bathroom, I froze in shock. Someone has already bathed here. Yes, you will have to bathe after me. She made me get into the hot, dirty water, and after a couple of minutes, I lost consciousness. Molly had no choice but to call an ambulance, and I was hospitalized. After the examination, the doctors confirmed my pregnancy. Molly was surprised and quite scared. "Doctor, is the baby all right?"
The patient developed complications. Due to exhaustion and malnutrition, she could lose the baby at any moment.
Molly almost killed her grandson with her stubbornness. "Please do anything you have to save their lives. I beg you."
She has no insurance, so the treatment will be expensive.
That didn't stop my financially conscious mother-in-law. She used all her savings and sold all the valuables she had at home in order to afford the treatment. But her money only covered a week's worth of medication. After realizing that our lives were in danger, Molly finally repented. "Forgive me. I was so stupid, so cruel." It seemed that there was no way out for us, but suddenly a miracle happened. "Son, I'm so glad you're back." Molly immediately told Rick everything that happened.
Mom, how could you judge her without knowing her at all? Annie is not a spendthrift. She gave me her money.
Rick admitted that he was the one to blame for the bankruptcy of his company, but he miraculously managed to fix everything. He found the right investors and paid for my insurance. The treatment was hard and long, but I ended up recovering and gave birth to a healthy baby boy. Molly begged for my forgiveness several times, and I was eventually able to do it. My mother-in-law has changed and learned from her mistakes. Never judge others without knowing their story.